All righty.
What's
Welcome
happening,
in.
people? What is happening? What's happening?
Sorry for the delay, guys. We were recording content today, and man, that it was just a lot more content than we thought it was going to be when we were recording, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just a lot. So we had push back the live stream just a little bit and making sure everything all kind of went smooth. But yeah, appreciate you guys. We're here now.
Whoa, whoa,
What's
whoa,
happening,
whoa,
people?
whoa.
What happened?
Bruce
What
Arians
ha-
just retired as a head coach. Bucks Super Bowl winning coach is moving to a front office role with Todd Bowles set to replace him. What?
Todd Bowles was always.
Did anyone else already hear? Has anyone heard of that yet, or are we all finding this out at the same time? Wow.
Well, this is just a minute ago. Okay, so I mean, I'm assuming that
It was all good about a week ago. Wow.
this is some big money. What's the role? Head office role, though.
That is just a bomb to drop. I mean, that's pretty massive. Bruce Arians had such a big part to play in that offense. Oh, wow, that is huge. Todd Bowles is a more defensive-minded guy, so
was he the play caller though? Bruce Arians, he was, right? Wasn't he?
I believe he was.
I could be wrong. Let us know in the chat if he was the play caller for the Bucks. I mean that's huge, and I'm pretty sure. I wonder if Tom had a part to play in that. You know, I wonder if surely Tom knew.
I don't think Tom would have liked. I don't think that would have been his preference, though.
No, but
Tom,
I mean,
Arians is such a good coach.
No, for sure, but it's definitely very interesting.
That is crazy. I mean,
does that change anything? I don't know. I mean, off the top of my head, I don't think it changed much.
No, I mean,
for me,
it doesn't change like how I view players in Dynasty, but it definitely will probably change the offense a little bit. That's pretty crazy. What's up, Jasmine? What's up, Only Slick Nick? What's up, J Rock, Dave, Paul, Jeremy, Leftwich? Yeah, you're actually right there. Leftwich was calling the plays, Byron, and we were actually quite surprised that he didn't get a head coaching job himself, Byron Leftwich. There were talks about him going to Jacksonville. At one point, we actually thought it was all but done.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Wow. Okay, well, Bruce Arians, I know he had a big part to play in the offense, though. Like, Leftwich is more than capable, but I know that Arians had a big part to play as far as schemes and having a say in the identity of that offense. So that's a pretty interesting move there. I wonder why he decided to do that.
I think if he's still in the building, I think he will still have a lot. You know, I think he will still be in conversations. I don't think he'll just remove himself from that unless he just gives the full range to Todd Bowles and tries to respect that, which makes sense as a head coach, as a person in general. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But I don't think it changes anything for me, at least if everyone's worried about that.
No, I don't think it changes anything in Dynasty. I agree there for sure. All right, hey guys, shout out to everybody who is watching with us. We have a like goal of 100 likes.
You like that, honey? You like that?
So
it's getting harder now.
If you haven't dropped a like yet, show us some love if you don't mind. That would mean a lot if you could drop a like. But yeah, Gator, the news is that Bruce Arians is stepping down as head coach, and Todd Bowles
stepping down, but stepping up.
Interesting that it's not. Instead of Todd Bowles, I thought it might be Byron Leftwich, because we've seen Todd Bowles as a head coach before. He wasn't in the best, position at all, but that's interesting, isn't it?
It's definitely interesting, but hey, whatever the Bucks are doing is okay.
What's up, Chris? What's up, Andrew? What's up, Drusif? What's up, Dave? What's up, Tim?
What's happening, people?
Daniel says Bucks press conference on Thursday. That's going to be interesting. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate y'all. We're obviously just talking about the Bruce Arians news, but we do have a Dynasty rookie draft today, Badaki. And I'll try and switch to the opposite screen here. So just so everyone's aware, we decided that we wanted to kind of put a little bit more value on those who are supporting us over on Patreon. It means so much. So there will be 4 mock drafts every week. 2 of them will be open to the general public. 2 of them will be sent just to our Patreon supporters. So tomorrow there is a Dynasty startup draft, and that will be for just the general community. Today we're doing a rookie draft, and that link will be sent in our Patreon only Discord channel.
What's up, John? What's up, brother? Yeah, that will be only be sent on Discord channel.
Steven, that's actually hilarious. Steven said, hadn't heard that. He just wanted to make sure to get rid of Rojo. Now his job is done.
Bruh, imagine. Actually, true. The last transaction was freaking getting rid of Rojo.
Yeah.
Jokes
What's
on
up,
me,
John? Pretty crazy, but hey, I mean, what can you do? And by the way, if you're someone who supports us on Patreon and you don't see that Discord channel, it's because you haven't linked your Discord account to your Patreon account. Okay, so there are steps to do that. You can definitely message us if you have any questions, and we'd be happy to tell you how to do that. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. We're going to do a rookie only draft.
Correct. It's going to be good.
I feel like I've talked so much in the past couple hours because we've been recording that content.
I was literally going to tell you, make sure you download those videos, but I'll give you a little break. If you want to join one of these mock drafts, whether that's today or in the future, well, today we're doing it in the Patreon, but for people in the future that are, when we're doing it for the community, solo.to/Fantasyland Football, it's in the chat, pinned in the chat above or in the description below. Click on that, join our Patreon, and we usually drop the link in the Dynasty mock draft channel. So Dynasty Damn It and then Dynasty Checks channel. Go there. But today, once again, it's on only for the Patreon people. We're trying to put some more love towards their way. And Patreon, everyone says Patreon MVP only. That's where we drop the link. Zach just put something in that description.
But tomorrow
in
it will be for everyone. Okay, so
Correct.
we are being very, we're not saying if you're not a patron you can't do it. That's not what we're saying at all. We just want to put value on those people who are supporting us that way. And tomorrow the draft is open for everyone, to the general community. Drews, if I did see that Chris Sims had Watson and Alec Pierce 2 and 3, he also didn't have Garrett Wilson or Olave in his top 3.
Chris Sims is
or
known
top 5
to just have, I feel like, some media bait, like
I
he's
really
just
like
trying to
Chris
get
Sims though. I
like him
he's
too.
Very I think he's a very reliable source for most things. I don't know that I agree with those rankings, but he's hit pretty well in the past. No,
for sure. And I think like a lot of people don't see that. And I think like a lot of the time, some things he's missed a lot more than he's hit, for sure.
As we all have.
Yeah, 100%. And I just think that like sometimes he just puts things out for just so people can see him, like, whoa, like what are you talking about? Like. But at the same time, I can see where he's hit a lot in his takes, which is great.
Sure.
So
for sure. All right, well, let's go ahead and send this link out to that Patreon chat here. And just while you're doing that, we wanted to let you guys know, if you are at all interested in signing up to a league or getting the fantasy hotline or whatever the case may be, I'll put that Patreon link in the chat. You can also find that in the description below. If you want to be a part of a league with us, if you want unlimited advice, our rankings, etc., check that out. So Badaki, if you can send that link there in Discord, we will go ahead and get this thing popping.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
So
3,
again, yeah,
2,
go ahead.
1. It's out.
All right,
there it is.
It's over there on the Patreon link. Kenny Power says, Ray Rice that like button. Oh my goodness. Ray Rice that like button. You guys are too much.
Front office is a senior football consultant. What the hell does that mean?
What is this? Bruce Arians.
Consulting. Yeah. Bruce Arians transitioning to front office as a senior football consultant. Tom Bowles is name head coach.
Senior football consultant. Didn't he have a couple of health issues in the past? If I'm not mistaken. Maybe that's...
No, he definitely has. So maybe he can't go about it. We have 2 spots. I mean, I don't know if anyone in the community is still out there.
We can definitely send this in the general community to fill those 2 spots. Why
if
don't you go
that's the
ahead
case.
and why don't you go ahead and put that in the general community to fill these 2 spots?
Okay.
Actually, we'll give it a couple more seconds. Christopher Simmons says Watson, Moore, and Pierce will be the steals of the draft. Yeah, I can see that happening. I can definitely see that happening.
All right, I'm gonna send in the community
Hold
tab
on,
right now.
hold on.
Okay.
Sorry. Just wait
I'm
one
waiting.
second. Wait 1 second. Because
Cool.
I know there's some people who haven't linked their account. So give me 1 second here.
You can send it to me. Yeah. Okay. I can see where it's coming. Okay. I see. Now we only have 1 spot. That's Ravers came in.
Guys, if you haven't linked your Patreon, you're not going to be able to see this, unfortunately. So if you're sitting there saying, "What? Like I can't see it," you haven't linked your Patreon. Then, if that's the case,
Chris, it says Chris. I'm trying to link, fellas. Okay, hold on. I think we'll probably send that out to you then, and we'll go from there. We'll try to help you.
Looks like we got 1 spot left. But just while we're waiting for that, Brandon says I can't get Discord downloaded. Yep, you can download. You can either get it through, the App Store. You can do it on your laptop, computer. All right, so we are full. We are completely full. We do have a general community mock tomorrow. Join our Discord with the link that is pinned in the chat if you want to be a part of that one there tomorrow. We are doing a rookie-only draft today, Badaki, and as we always have to say, let's get on the same page just before we start, okay? Just before we start, let's get on the same page. Come on, okay? I'm going to say things you're going to disagree with. But Daki is going to say things that you're going to disagree with, and that's okay. It's all right to have a difference of opinion here. Like we just said, someone very well known in the community, Chris Sims, has Alec Pierce as his 3rd wide receiver. So it's okay to have differences of opinion here. Feel free to share your opinions in the chat as we go. There will be points where we pause and discuss the picks that have happened. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Super simple, super easy. Riley, if you want to join one of our mock drafts, make sure you join the Discord. It's in the description. It's pinned in the chat or in the description below, solo.to/fantasyland football. If you're I don't think you're part of our Patreon community, but we do every other day. We do mock drafts with our community, which will be tomorrow.
With a general one, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and start this.
Yes.
There are 2 minutes on the clock. And Badaki, you are at the 101. What's the thought process here?
I mean, surely it's Alec Pierce.
Alec Pierce, 101.
Not jokes. It's Breece Hall right now. Obviously, no doubt about it. If you have the 101, I think we can all agree that this is Breece Hall going first.
Breece Hall at the 101. You and I just recorded a video where we talked about ideal, realistic landing spots at the free agency for some of these running backs. That video will be out soon. I'm pretty excited for you guys to see that. And then we see Malik Willis at the 1-2. I think that makes a lot of sense as well. Probably the highest upside of any player in the draft. But, there is a floor as well. But I think we would all agree in a SuperFlex league, it makes sense to take a shot on him there.
Yeah, agreed. It just makes sense. Then Garrett Wilson, my wide receiver 1 in this draft class. I'm a guy I believe that can go in.
Jameson.
And then it goes Jameson. Dave with the 200 IQ. I know what you're doing, Dave. Do you have the 104? I know. Dave is really
I don't know what he has. I like Jameson Williams there at the 1-4. He is my wide receiver 1 in the class. He's been my wide receiver 1 in the class. That has never changed. And I don't think it's going to change. So I'm completely comfortable with that. I know a lot of people aren't going to like it, but I'm completely comfortable with taking him at the 1-4 if he is the wide receiver that you see the most value there. And Treylon Burks at the 1-5, and then Drake London at the 1-6. So we see 4 wide receivers off the board in a row, Badaki.
You know what we should do, and this may be a lot of work, but maybe it's worth just doing it once. Give every single player a team.
Damn it.
And then we can go from there. And then start drafting based on where these players go. So for example, let's say Olave went to the Packers. Is he really going at the 107? You know, Garrett Wilson going to the Falcons. Is he really going the 103?
Right.
You know, like I wonder. It would be cool to do it, but it's a lot of work for us to try to do. Try to get everyone on
Well,
the
we've
same
done
page
that
as
before
well.
where you and I have done a mock draft based off of landing spots, which was pretty fun. It would be a little bit harder to do on a live stream, but
It will be. It would be harder because everyone, like I said, everyone has to be on the same page. Maybe there's some sort of spreadsheet we'll send out to the 12 people that get in or
Jeez,
the 10
man.
people that get in. But so much work.
Sounds like a lot of work for a live.
No, I know it sounds like so much work just for one mock draft, but that would be cool. But
Would be cool.
once again, it's a lot of work.
Okay, so I was really hoping that Chris Olave would fall to me. If you can get Chris Olave at the 1-7, I absolutely love that. A lot of people have started to change their tune. And, you know, we have been on the Olave train for a while now. A lot of people haven't been on that train. Not that we're special or anything. I just think, like, there's more hype around the name now, which is great. We're glad to see that. Drake London at the 1-6. You feel okay with Drake London at the 1-6? Obviously.
I'm
some
okay
people's wide
there.
receiver one.
Yeah, I'm okay there. I think still would have taken Chris Olave over Drake London. Once again, we're not high on Drake London, but all depends on where he goes and what that looks like. But for me, I think it's okay. 106, 107 feels okay for me.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. So Olave off the board, that was my ideal target there. However, Kenneth Walker, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I feel like there's only 2 running backs I can justify drafting in the first round of rookie drafts. One is Breece Hall. The other is Kenneth Walker. Outside of that, I am not taking a shot on any running back in the first round. So I'm going to grab Kenneth Walker here at the 1.8. I feel pretty good about that. If I have the 108 and I can solidify either Olave, Walker, or Pickens, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where another quarterback goes because I definitely want to have that conversation. Wonder if well, it's so hard. Once again, it's still based on where these guys land, and I think a lot of people will. Like, I think I would have gone a different way, hoping that this person lands in a good team. Tebow's on the clock here.
So George Pickens at the 1-9, I am more than okay with George Pickens there. I have him as my wide receiver 5 in the class, so he goes as the 6th wide receiver off the board. I'm more than okay with that. And don't be surprised if George Pickens slips into the first round of NFL drafts. Don't be surprised if the Chiefs take him with one of their late round first picks. Don't be surprised if the Packers go for him, or the Bills, or there could be a surprise team that takes Pickens in the first round, and I don't think we should be surprised if that does happen.
Yeah, there's always a surprise team that takes somebody. At least, for example, the Dolphins with Waddle. I wasn't expecting that. At least I don't know if you were, but we weren't. And I think
I was
can
definitely
remember correctly.
expecting a wide receiver. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was expecting Waddle. Like, same thing with trading back and Kadarius Toney for the Giants. Like, that's a surprise as well. I mean, even though it doesn't feel like crazy fantasy relevancy right now, but something like that can definitely happen in this draft.
For sure. All right, so Pickens goes off the board. I mean, we'll probably pause after the first round just to debrief. Pickens, I still feel like he should be higher in my rankings. I've said this before, I'll say it again. If Jameson Williams doesn't tear his ACL, and if Pickens doesn't tear his ACL, we're talking about Breece Hall, Jameson Williams, and George Pickens for the 101 to the 103. Like, that's the conversation. So getting him at the 1-9, I think, is fantastic value. Kenny Pickett at the 110. I do expect quarterbacks to go this late. I know it's SuperFlex, but can anyone out there, in the chat promise me, or like not promise me, do you guys feel like with a lot of certainty that any of these quarterbacks are going to be stars? I mean,
no, and I think that's the conversation I wanted to have.
But I think taking Pickett there is fine. I think that's good value. But I'm just saying, like, anyone who's saying maybe they should go earlier, I disagree. I think right where Tebow took him at the 110 is where you should start looking at Kenny Pickett.
So if Kenny Pickett goes to, it's so hard once again. Oh, you had to do it in Snake, by the way. You didn't put Snake. So the thought process here is that if Kenny Pickett goes to the Panthers and then Kenneth Walker goes to Atlanta, does Kenny Pickett have an argument in a say to go as high as the 117, 18? or are you still taking him at the 110?
Look,
Because I think if I'm in that position where you just went and I knew Kenny Pickett was on the board and Kenneth Walker on the board, and Kenny Pickett goes to, like, once again, the Falcons or the Panthers, and then Kenneth Walker goes to Atlanta as well, and or the Texans, I think I'm going to go with Kenny Pickett, in my opinion.
yeah, I
But it's
disagree.
so hard.
I do strongly disagree with that because I do believe that Walker, Olave, Pickens, like everyone who went off the board before Pickett, I have in a very different tier
Mm-hmm.
than Kenny
Mm-hmm.
Pickett. Look, if Pickett falls to Carolina at 6, is anyone confident that he's going to develop in Carolina? What has Carolina shown us that they can put around Pickett to help him develop? I know he's ready, but one of the worst offensive lines. You got CMC healthy. I mean, I don't feel any more confidence in Pickett if he lands in Carolina or Atlanta, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Personally, I don't feel any more confidence in him if he was to land in one of those positions. Whereas Kenneth Walker, I do definitely believe that he can be a workhorse running back. It's him and Brees are the only guys that I believe that he could be a workhorse running back. So for me, I honestly at this point, unless like Kenny Pickett lands in like Pittsburgh,
Okay.
one of these teams who are really set up,
Right.
then maybe let's talk about it. But if he goes to these teams that we keep hearing with the Panthers or the Falcons,
Am I on the clock?
no, it's so weird. The draft's not even working. Right
I
now.
was scared. I was like, oh shit, I make a pick, but I have somebody on
Then
the queue,
I
so-
don't have
Oh, come on,
confidence.
dude.
You know what I mean? So I guess
That makes
that's
sense.
kind of where I am.
No, it definitely makes sense. I guess I just wanted to bring up the conversation for people.
Totally.
Like it's going to be very interesting because I think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to be in a tough position with some of these players and be like, dang, should I take the quarterback? It is a super flex. Should I take the quarterback or should I go with a Kenneth Walker that
Totally.
I hope and believe in, but he's not on the best team. He may not have a good opportunity. What if he goes to a position where he probably won't be the guy year one. You play the long game. I don't know. So much can happen.
I think the best thing that people who are watching the best thing that you can do is listen to our takes, listen to other people's takes, and then don't allow them to become your own, but allow them to mesh with what you believe from what you've watched on film, from what you've seen from these players. And if you see Kenny Pickett as this tier 1 type quarterback, then yeah, of course it's super flex. Why? If you truly view him that way, yeah, take him ahead of some of these guys. So I think, the biggest thing is where your head is at and does it line up with what you see. Then we got Isaiah Spiller there at the end of the first, as well as Sky Moore. I am definitely okay with the Sky Moore pick. I know, Badaki, you might not be hyped on that one. Spiller,
I don't mind Sky Moore,
Okay.
but I don't know if I'll take him that high. I think your early second feels okay for me.
you know that you guys know this by now. We're not Spiller believers, we're not Spiller truthers. So I will say that we would not spend a first round pick on Spiller, but I understand why some of the community is intrigued by that for sure. But Aki's going to make his pick here soon. There are 44 people watching, 30 likes. Do us a favor, go ahead and drop a like. That would just help us reach some more people. And go ahead and make your pick whenever you're ready.
I'll make my pick here. I'm taking Jahan Dotson. I mean,
like
a great guy. I think this makes sense. I think he will sneak into the first here. I think he will go, where Isaiah Spiller, Sky Moore went, in my personal opinion, the 111, the 112. For me to get him at the second round here in the 2-1, I think is fantastic. All depends on where he goes. Once again, a guy that I can see all around guy, putting up big numbers in college as well. I kind of comped into Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay.
So I really like him.
Yeah, I like it. Jeremy's saying, don't they want to trade CMC? We've definitely heard those rumors that of them looking to potentially trade CMC, so it could happen. Monzo said, I'm going to go back-to-back quarterbacks in Superflex League. I'm going to bet on my guys. I can respect it. I can definitely respect it. And then Christian Watson goes off the board at the 2-3. I wonder how the draft will either intensify the Watson hype or it will help it die down. Do you know what I mean? If he goes in the first round somehow or beginning of second, I think the hype on Watson could get through the roof,
Mhm.
Or, you know, if he goes a little bit later, people might die down a little bit.
I think for me,
Thank you for the sub, Wesley.
appreciate you, Wesley. I think for me, I think if Christian Watson goes from, I think the 3 rounds, first, second, third rounds feel okay for me.
I think he'll
Like if he
definitely
goes,
go in the second to me.
yeah, I think so as well. And even if he does go to the third, it's like, man, well, other teams didn't believe on him, and then he can be, the Terrys, the Amara went in the third, if I'm not mistaken. Those guys, with
Yeah.
great upside and talent that we've all believed in. So I think latest is the third. If he falls to the fourth, then I'm scared and I'm worried about what the hell these teams didn't, are seeing in him. But if that's the case, then we'll redo it. But I'm okay.
Yeah. Clyde says, I think quarterback needy fantasy teams will take all the quarterbacks that get drafted in the first round of NFL draft. Real first rounders should be fantasy first rounders. Ugh. I agree if you view them that way. I mean, how about the people who drafted Dwayne Haskins because he was a first rounder? The names could go on and on. How about the guys who took Baker Mayfield 101 in their rookie drafts? Sam Darnold. I mean, the list is the list of quarterbacks who pan out is way smaller than the list of quarterbacks who don't. So again, I'm not saying don't draft quarterbacks in the first round. All I'm saying is only do it if you truly believe in them.
Yeah.
You do have to have that conviction about these guys. Because if Kenny Pickett goes at pick 6 to the Panthers, I don't have any more confidence in him than I did before the draft.
Yeah, and I can see where you're coming from. I'm also interested in to see how they also build around him. Did they go Kenny Pickett in the second round, go wide receiver? Did they go running back? What happens there as an offensive lineman? So because if I see that and they say, hey, we're actually going to build around Kenny, and then we're going to get all these guys, but that'll be very interesting. But
yeah,
once again, so much can happen. So much can happen from here until then. So I just wanted to bring that conversation to Kenny Pickett because I do believe if he does land on a good team, even if Matt Corral lands on a decent,
I'm not saying don't draft him in the first round. I'm just saying make sure that you don't overlook certain tiers of players just because it's SuperFlex. Because
100%.
I feel more confident in some of these positional players panning out than I do in some of these quarterbacks. I guess I just don't love this quarterback class. Whereas I love the wide receiver class. I think it's a very, very good class.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you have conviction on a player, then make the move. Here I am at the 2-8. It's really between a couple players for me. Trey McBride is the one who's kind of on a tier of his own here. There's also a running back that's on the tier of his own. But I went running back in the first, and I'm just imagining if my team need is tight end, this would be a great position to go ahead and take Trey McBride. I think the most complete tight end in the class. Very good blocker. I think he's going to be on the field for a high percentage of snaps, and teams are going to love him. So I'm going to go ahead and draft Trey McBride there. He himself said he likes to model his game after George Kittle. I think that is the upside, not the floor, but that is the upside. Then we see Jerome Ford at the 2-9, the running back I was talking about, my RB3, your RB2, Badaki. We are big Jerome Ford lovers.
Yeah, love Jerome Ford. I think he can be a back that can do it all. I cannot wait to see what team. I really, really hope he goes to a team that he can just produce here and now. Or maybe just go into.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I know, or just go to a situation where, like, hey, I can see him a year or two. Maybe they walk away from somebody, and then Jerome Ford can be the guy. I really hope he lands in a situation like that. And it would just be fantastic to see. But I really hope. I hope and pray.
It's getting harder and harder to see pathway for some of these guys who aren't at the top of GM's running back boards. It's getting harder and harder to see that pathway. Hey guys, we have a like goal of 100 likes. Looks pretty unrealistic at the moment, but if you don't mind, show us some love. That just helps us reach some more people, grow the community. All right, so Justin Ross goes off the board at the 210, and then Samuel Howell. Look, to be honest, I do think Sam Howell is a really good pick there at the 211. You can make a case for Sam Howell from the 2-3 onwards. In a SuperFlex league from the 2-3 onwards, I think Howell is definitely someone that you could draft from any point there onwards. Do you agree? I mean, I like Sam Howell's tape. If we're looking at quarterbacks, if Kenny Pickett is worth the 110, Sam Howell at 211 is an absolute steal.
Yeah, I agree. I don't mind that. It's gonna once again, these guys can go to a good spot. And this is the question I was gonna ask you.
Okay.
Who is a quarterback here besides Malik, besides Kenny, that can go to a team that you believe in that could project him in the first round in a rookie draft?
How?
Is there any team that can do that for you?
The gap for me between Sam Howell and Kenny Pickett is so marginal. So if Pickett goes to Carolina and Sam Howell, let's say he lands in Pittsburgh, I am probably drafting Sam Howell over Kenny Pickett personally. The difference between them is so marginal for me that I think I would prefer Howell in that scenario. So yeah, landing spot would definitely matter. I can see Howell in Pittsburgh having a great career, whereas Pickett in Carolina, he definitely could have a great career. Things always can change, but I would have much less confidence in him.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense, and it's interesting to see what's going to happen. Let me just look at my rankings here because I want to take. Who should I take?
By the way, PFF's #1 rated quarterback is Desmond Ridder. He's so intriguing to me. The arm talent is not something that I like, but every other part of his game is very, very intriguing.
I think the fantasy community, if someone like a Desmond Ridder goes to a team like the Steelers,
for sure.
Put
Ridder in the category for sure.
I feel like the fantasy community is going to go in the first.
Yeah.
In a SuperFlex league, and I think a lot of people are going to see that, and a lot of people will take a chance on him just because of the team. Gosh, I actually don't know who to take here. Maybe I should just go with my guy. I'm actually going to go something different here. Okay. I'm going to take a quarterback. We're talking about quarterbacks. I'm going to go Carson Strong here. Maybe I can get a quarterback here. He won't fall to me in the 4th round, so maybe I kind of have to reach in this position and hope that, if I can get a quarterback, if maybe he lands in a good spot, we'll see what happens. But
yeah. Christopher Simmons says, been telling you guys about Ridder for months. Have we not been talking about him enough? Have we not been showing enough love to Desmond? We can definitely show him some more love in the future. Brandon says, is Ridder the next Dak? Maybe. I mean, he could definitely fall into that category of player who is overlooked and then is successful. Yeah, I could see that happening. Jasmine, what's up? Loves Jameson Williams at 4. Now we'll see what Monzo's going to do. Okay, I was going to say back-to-back quarterbacks. I mean, we're going to go Bailey Zappi here.
Bailey Zappi, imagine.
Kyron Williams off the board. I still feel like this is a good pick. If you have a 3rd-round pick, Kyron Williams, I don't think is the wrong answer anywhere in the 3rd round. I still believe in what I saw on film. I'm not going to judge him just based off of the combine. Not every player performs well at the combine. And by the way, if we're gonna dock Kyron because of his 40, you should definitely dock Spiller because of his 40 as well, because it was atrocious.
Yeah, it was bad. And then goes Jalen Tolbert, Alec Pierce, a guy we absolutely love. A guy who can go in the 2nd round, mid-second, now in NFL drafts, which I believe in. He can get skyrocketed. I think a flip-flop of Alec Pierce and Justin Ross can happen.
Okay.
In a draft perspective, I see Alec Pierce going where Justin Ross goes.
Yeah, I agree.
And I've never been high on Justin Ross, and I see him more as a 3rd-round talent than a 2nd-round talent. So I see that. And then Damian Pierce, the bowling ball, John Mechie. And then is that Zamir White?
I think that is Zamir White, yeah.
That is Zamir White. So two ACL Zamir. Gotta give him a nickname.
That's an interesting one.
Two ACL Zamir.
Okay, so we see Mechie off the board, by the way. I think that's pretty good value for Mechie. I have this feeling that we are way undervaluing John Mechie as a community.
I think it's the same thing as Brian Robinson, how we see him because he's been in that Alabama.
Exactly who I was about to take there.
Yeah, kind of like in that Alabama thought process of like, maybe he's just going to go high because he's been in that Alabama backfield and in that Alabama mindset. I think it's the same thing with John Mechie.
Yeah, they
That's
definitely could get much higher draft capital than we expect. I mean, John Mechie, what if he ends up being a second round pick? You know what I mean?
yeah,
And we're
yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
wow. So the community was definitely off on what we thought the league thought of him.
Yeah, for sure. I don't have him high at all. I mean,
I think I
it's
have him within my
embarrassing.
top 15, but I don't have him within my top 12.
I
So
don't have
I'm
him
on the
within my
board
top 12.
here. I'm on the board here, and I was going to go Brian Robinson. However, I still am not ready to give up on Wan'Dale Robinson. I do have Wan'Dale slightly in a tier ahead of Brian at this point, so it was pretty much a toss-up for me. So I am going to grab Wan'Dale more here at the 3.8. That feels like, I mean, I love Wan'Dale. I would have taken him as early as a 3.1. So to me, that feels like a no-brainer pick. And then we do see Brian Robinson go off the board again. Alabama running back. GMs in the league want an Alabama running back. It's almost like a getting a Ferrari. You know, there's status there.
Yeah. Steve said y'all were talking about how the 2.6 was too high for him a few months ago, and I was feeling pretty awkward about wanting him higher. I mean, I don't think I
Fair
would
enough.
take him at the 2.6. Yeah, that is fair enough. I do believe he's a maybe late second, early third. But it all depends on where he lands. You know, I would definitely take John Mechie over Justin Ross, John Mechie over maybe Jalen and Wan'Dale. But for me, I still see him at the end of the second, early third. I'm not taking him anywhere in the mid second. In my
I'm okay
opinion.
with that, to be honest. I have definitely like after the combine, I watched a lot more Ritter, and I'm definitely more okay with him at the 2.6 onwards personally. I think honestly, I put Ritter in the same category as Corral and Howell at this point. Like from the 2.2 onwards, I really feel like you can go Corral, Ritter, Howell. Any one of those guys I would place in a similar category because I think they all have a similar chance of being successful in the NFL. So I definitely have changed my tune on Desmond. Sometimes I forget how low I was on him originally in the process of scouting these guys. I was so low on him. And honestly, the biggest reason was like he looked terrible in big games. And I am a little bit concerned about that because in the big games, he did not show up. And he didn't necessarily face the most difficult competition. We talk about Dak Prescott. He was in the SEC still, at least. So I'm still hesitant on him, but I'm hesitant on all these quarterbacks, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I definitely see how that can be the case.
Beatty's off the board, and Shakira, oh baby, when you talk like that at the 3.11. Pierre Strong at the 3.12. I love me some Beatty. Should I say the stat? Anybody? You guys can comment the stat. You probably know what I'm going to say anyway.
Okay, let's see where I can go here. Bailey Zappi, I think. Not jokes. Max Borgi. Not jokes. Dontario Drummond. Not jokes. I'm gonna go Calvin Austin here.
Okay, Calvin Austin.
This is Calvin Austin.
Did you see that video?
Yeah, I did.
You see the video where it looks like he actually breaks the record?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Alex Smith. There's a lot of noise, a lot of distraction. That entire organization, everything surrounding it is just so okay. Wow.
Come on, talk
Be careful.
It up. He's not wrong.
Be careful.
There needs to be a change there. All right, so Ty Chandler off the board and Abram Smith. You know, in the fourth round, if there's a player that you believe in and maybe no one else does, take a shot on him. Take a shot on him. There's a name that you like that you want to see, succeed. This is your chance. Jelani Woods at the 4.5 from my alma mater. No, just kidding. SEC stat for Beatty. You guys want it? All right, so Tyler Beatty last year. 5 games, over 200 rushing yards.
Wow. Okay.
The last player to do that in college football, guess who it was?
I have no idea.
Jonathan Taylor.
You're kidding me. The RB1 this past year in fantasy football?
Absolutely wrecked, kid.
Oh, my gosh. You think he can be that way?
No, I've never said that. Quote Nation says, what do you think of Jalen Tolbert? We do like Jalen Tolbert. He's definitely an interesting prospect. Big body, didn't necessarily. It's hard to judge his film because of the competition he's playing, but he's definitely someone that you can spend a 3rd-round pick on, in my opinion.
Wow, are you seeing this now?
Huh.
Sorry, I'm just on looking at all the goss. Will Smith was asked to leave Sunday's Oscars after hitting Chris Rock, but refused, according to the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Science.
Oof.
Wow, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science said Will Smith was asked to leave Sunday's Oscars after hitting Chris Rock, but refused. Many have questions why Smith was allowed to remain seated front row in the Academy Awards after the incident.
Yikes.
There's so much more to read, but I don't want to read the whole thing. Who is this guy? I honestly don't know who this is. Eric Nziguma.
Yeah, I've heard his name a couple times.
Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Can we? Is this reliable? The colleges,
Yes.
the colleges and the high.
Yeah,
and the
he's
weights
on the Texas
sleeper?
Tech.
Okay.
I've heard his name quite a few times. He's an interesting prospect for sure.
I think I know who this is. Let me just double check to see if it's the right person. NFL.
All right, for me, it's between quite a few different players. I'm trying to find the guys that. Zaquandre went off the board. I did not realize that Zaquandre White went off the board. Okay, that changes it for me. Okay, who do I want to just take a shot on this late?
Take a shot for me.
It's between Jerrion Ely, Kennedy Brooks, and Tyquan Thornton. I think I am going to choose between Ely and Brooks. Both guys that I'm very intrigued by. I'm thinking that Jerrion's going to get a higher draft capital. I could be wrong. They're literally back-to-back in my rankings. I am going to go Jerrion Ely here at the 4-8.
Jerrion Ely.
We see Weidermeyer off the board.
This is not the guy I'm thinking of. I have no idea who he is. He wasn't in the combine.
Kevin, by the way, said, "What's your thoughts on Alec Pierce?" Chris Sims sure loves that guy. We've loved Alec Pierce for a while now. I think our favorite aspect of his game is his hands. He's got some very, very strong hands. I didn't think he had the speed that he showed at the combine, so that's definitely intriguing. It's obvious to me that he's an athlete. He doesn't really run like a wide receiver, but he can definitely continue to adapt and develop into a really, really good wide receiver. Athletically, everything's there. Everything is there for Alec Pierce. Jasmine said, "Sorry for the caps, but did you know that Martavius Bryant just turned 30 a few months ago?" 30. I'll be honest, that sounds about right. I feel like Martavius Bryant's been in the league for a long time. That actually feels like too young. I feel like he should be earlier.
Is he still in the league?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think so.
Dave says Ely was the first guy he scouted. Yeah, Steven. Agreed. Definitely agree. Brandon said Wandale has fallen. I know. I'll take him. I'll take a shot on Wandale if he falls like that.
Give it a Wandale, man. I don't know. I don't know about Wandale.
Isaiah Likely at the 4-11, and let's see who is Mr. Irrelevant here.
Back at 82.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you're saying it feels like he should be older. I agree. I feel like Martavius Bryant is the name that I just remember watching him when I was a kid. I feel like I was a kid when I watched him. Is he really only 30 years old?
He's 2 years older than me. That's crazy. Damn, son, I'm nearly 30. Shit.
Is Martavius Bryant really? Let's see. Yeah, 30 years old. He's the same age as DeAndre Hopkins soon. Wow, they had quite significantly different careers, didn't they? All right, there goes Dulcich off the board.
Greg Dulcich.
So, have we missed anyone here? I'll always advocate for Kyle Phillips.
Every single time.
I'll do
hey,
it.
Kyle Phillips. Kyle Phillips wasn't there.
Hey, in 2 years, if Kyle Phillips ends up being like the Hunter Renfrow of this draft, I'm just gonna I'm gonna stake my claim on that.
Nah, exactly, man, bro. I got him off the waiver wires. I told you. When he
Uh,
didn't get drafted, I took him off the waiver wires.
Running back wise, Kennedy Brooks didn't go. I do like Kennedy Brooks' game. Keontae Ingram's definitely interesting as well. Did I miss anyone? I could say Tyquan Thornton based off of the speed, I guess.
Yeah, you can go there, but I think that's everyone in my opinion.
How about Valus? You want to talk about Valus?
Oh yeah, Valus and go. Didn't see that. Valus Jones, 25-year-old rookie. I compare him to Shakira, his game and thought process. But other than that, I think that's it, huh?
I think that is it. By the way, I don't see any videos uploading. I've been refreshing for quite a while.
I see.
Kevin,
49?
Yeah.
48, 49?
Right now I have 48, 49, 50, 51. Never forget Kyle. That's right, Steven. Kevin says, also, by the way, I love your Jalen Waddle video. I completely agree. Some people are freaking out way too much. Go get Waddle at the right price. I definitely agree, my guy. I think that's a very, very good.
Appreciate that, man.
Very, very good thought process there. At the right price is the important part. Cass says, sniped you. Can't wait to play you guys in Dynasty. Yep, I'm excited as well. We have one spot left in that most recent follower league. Please reach out if you do have any questions. If you're a lurker, drop a sub. You know, I've been a lurker before and haven't even realized that I wasn't subscribed. We got a lot of content coming out this week. A lot of content. We've got videos on Antonio Gibson. We have deep late round startup sleepers, like round 15 onwards. We have landing spots for rookie running backs and wide receivers. We're grading a dynasty team. We're grading dynasty trades. Lots of content coming out here soon, Badaki.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. Make sure you check the videos out and all the videos in the past. Make sure you put some new video ideas in the content suggestion ideas. Throw it in there. But as always, all love. Zach said, I'll say it again. We have one more spot in our leagues, patreon.com/fantasylandfan. Maybe Zach can put that in the chat. If you have any questions, please let us know. You can play redraft and dynasty football with us. And so much more. You get a fantasy hotline where you can access any questions at any time, and exclusive content, our rankings. There's so much that's coming you guys' way. So if you have and want to be a part of that, links in the description. So it's all love.
Yes, sir. And we also have a redraft channel if you want to follow or subscribe over there. That channel will be popping off more closer to the season. 33 people watching. We only got 42 likes today. That's okay. I mean, that's still quite a lot of likes. That's quite a ton. And if you haven't dropped a like, if you could show us some love on your way out, that would be amazing. Daniel says 42 days until the Delta Dynasty draft. I know. Send me a trade, Daniel. Send me a trade.
Isn't that crazy, bro?
Jasmine said, do you know Ricky Williams is only 31? There's no way Ricky Williams is only 31. Ricky Williams' age. 40. Okay, Ricky Williams is 44. I was like, there's no way he's 31. I was like, there is absolutely no way that's true. Brandon says, trying to join the general draft tomorrow. Yes, sir. Definitely join the Discord. But all right, guys, I think that's it from us.
Yeah, all love. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I mean, we hit over 1K already on this channel, and we're still going. We're almost at 1,100 now, which is crazy. So,
yeah, you guys have been awesome.
It's been amazing.
But enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be doing a startup draft. Everyone is welcome to join. You do not have to be a Patreon member in that one. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, and peace.